Morning. We're going to play a quick little game called Guess Who. So on the screen will appear four famous singers slash actors and actresses, and y'all need to guess which two of them have a stuttering disorder or speech impediment of some kind. So the first one is Ed Sheeran. Second is Beyonce, Kanye West, or Emily Blunt. So shout out which two people from here you think have speech impediments slash communication disorders. Yes, you got it correct. Good job. Okay, so I'm sure as you guessed already, I'm going to talk about communication disorders and how to communicate with somebody who has one, or how to deal with one if you have one yourself even. So first of all, what is it? Specifically, what is stuttering? So the National Stuttering Foundation describes it by three separate things. First of which is repetition. So repeating a certain sound, phrase, syllable, word in a sentence while are you talking. Second is by prolongation, so holding out that same part of speech for a longer amount of time than normally acceptable in conversation. And the last one is abnormal stoppages, which basically is what it sounds like. So it's like while you're talking in a conversation, stopping at a word that you just can't physically get out and say. So now we know what it is, let's talk about who it affects. So about 55 million people worldwide. And so that's about the same population of Texas and California combined, if you look at the US Census for 2018. It's about 3 million people in America, which is about less than the population of LA, which has about 4 million people in it. And so this averages out to less than 1% of the entire population of the world. And so a lot of research has been going on as to what causes it, and no one knows for sure. But in 2018, two English scientists named Boucher and Hellman went over and decided to see that 4 things cause it. First of which being genetics, developmental disorders. So if you have other kind of developmental issues, like growing up or other kind of speech impediments, stuttering can typically be paired with it. Family dynamics, so having a high-paced, high expectation, fast lifestyle can increase that. And brain chemistry, so the way your brain is wired can also cause TB stuttering. So genetics more in depth. So the same scientists decided to do a study, and they found out that 60%, or people who stutter have a 60% chance of having someone else in their family who does stutter. So for instance, if you were to stutter, then there's a 60% chance of likelihood that family member, relative of yours does stutter as well. They also went into siblings, and for identical twins, that chance goes up to 80%. For fraternal, it's about to 30, and then for same-sex siblings, it goes down to about 18%. Now, in brain chemistry, the way your brain is wired does matter. And so I have my little friend here called Pinky the Brain, and he's going to help me with this presentation. And so the first one is dystonia and dopamine, which are two really fancy ways of saying muscle movements. And so dystonia is basically a disorder with involuntary muscle contractions. And so if you look at my little friend here, in the center of his brain, right in the middle here is typically where all of your fine muscle movement is like centered at. And so your hands, your mouth, feet, toes, fingers, whatever, it's all layered here. And dopamine is typically a chemical that is used in muscle movement. And so having an excess of dopamine in your brain and your body can cause to increase involuntary muscle movements, which can cause stuttering. Contralateralization, also a big fancy term, but basically means my left side of my brain controls my right side of my body and vice versa. And so in your brain, the left and right side of the side of your brain about right here controls speech and comprehension of speech. And so on the left side of it is responsible for production, and the right side is responsible for comprehension. And so they did a study, and they found that the left side of the brain, for those who stutter, was hyperactive. So it was firing more neurons more quickly compared to those who didn't stutter. And on the right side of the brain, for the comprehension of speech, was less active compared to those who did not stutter. So, a little quote from my friend here. Speech therapy will not cure stuttering. That's a very big misconception, but all it really does is give you tools, tips, and tricks on how to actually go through stuttering. So, Mayo Clinic released an article about how to cope with stuttering if you're a person who does stutter. And so, there are 2 different ways, physically and emotionally. The first of which being physical. Speaking slow, it helps to think about what you're saying and feel your tongue and your lips and your mouth move to articulate the words that you need to say. Take pauses. So like whenever you're writing a sentence or a paragraph, there are commas and periods. During that, you have the same way that you speak. Put commas and put pauses where it's needed in sentences and phrases. Practice. Everybody who stutters, I guarantee you, knows what words, what sounds, what syllables are difficult for them to say. I went to speech therapy for 5.5, almost 6 years, and I can tell you every single word that's difficult for me to get out. And so know what your words are, practice them, get involved, and ask friends, family to just talk with them and try using those words as often as possible. Also, emotional. Stuttering is a physical disorder that has emotional impacts on people. Control of your emotions. Typically, whenever you're in a very high arousal situation, like high excitement, high sadness, high anger, whatever it may be, you tend to forget the tricks that you need to be able to control your stuttering, but having control of your emotions and having a stable mood as often as you can will help you have that mindset and stay calm. Build confidence. People who stutter tend to think or have misconceptions that, oh, I'm less than, I'm not as intelligent, all these really bad things that aren't true. And so stuttering can only hold you back as often as you let it hold you back. Yeah, stuttering has no measure on intelligence. I graduated top 5% of my class. Just because you stutter does not mean you're stupid. So, what if friends and family stutter? So, be involved in their therapy. If you're a parent and your child stutters, or if you're a sibling and your sister or brother stutters, be involved with them. Get to know how they need to be communicated with, how they need to be talked to. For friends and for anybody, even create an open environment, create a space where they know it's okay, that if they stutter, that they can move on, that they know that they're loved and welcome there. Change your reaction responses. People tend to do hand motions or say phrases that are not good for anybody to do. And so, Boucher and Summer, two German scientists, decided to do how stuttering reacts to family dynamics and environments. And they discovered that children typically have more open-minded parents who are more involved in therapy, have a higher chance of recovery and management over their disorders. How to respond. Things that you should do to people who stutter. Practice techniques with them. If you're a parent or a sibling, get involved in their lives. Try slowing down your own speech. People mimic and repeat after things they hear and see in conversations. So if I'm looking down, not really looking at you guys, y'all probably won't be looking back at me. If I'm crossing my arms, turned away, then y'all probably will be the same way to me. So if you slow down your speech, people who talk to you will try to match your same rate of speech. Things that you absolutely should not do. Avoid these phrases. Slow down, take a break, take your time, things like that. It makes the stutterer very self-conscious and it increases their anxiety and it makes them a lot more nervous, which can make their stuttering even worse. And hand motions, hurry up, come on, I'm in a rush, whatever. Same reasons. It'll make them more anxious and make their stuttering happen even worse. So that's a lot bigger. Anyway, so I will leave you here with this phrase by David Siegler. He is the director and playwright of The King's Speech. And he was a stutterer growing up, and here's a quote by him. In a very strange sense, being a stutterer, as dark and unpleasant as it may be, can be a blessing. It changes you. It's absolute proof that you have the stamina to overcome any obstacle in your life. Even if you don't achieve absolute fluency, that isn't really the point. The point is who you are, what you are, and your real worth. If you can live through childhood stuttering, you can live through anything. If you can live through an adulthood of stuttering, then you can handle anything. Thank you.